Oh, it's yourself. Welcome back to Drinks Whiskey, back in the Black Lodge. It's June, on the cusp of July. It's hot. It's really hot in here. Normally I've got fans going and stuff, but when you're filming, you can't hear anything that's doing it. Thanks for sticking around. It's been a while. I appreciate that. Life gets in the way at times. I've managed to get a couple of videos out. Got the duty-free fiasco, which I'm not going to discuss. We'll move on from that. And then just a quick one. It was more like a vlog when we went to the Euros for one of the games in Munich, which was fantastic. Tournament's been great. Scotland obviously did what Scotland were expected to do. Not a lot, but fantastic trip. This video is focused on my bourbon haul from February. So I'm 4 months late. Apologies. I do have all the B-roll footage sorted. Did that ages ago, and then just never got around to actually doing the final video. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. Got one of the many things I brought back. Let's kick off with this. If you should be able to see it, it's my Louisville Slugger custom bat. Got that at the museum itself. Milroy's in Soho have one of these, and it has a Michter's logo on it as well. I couldn't get any logos like that on it, but when I saw it, I thought I need to get one of those when I'm there. Where else are you going to get the opportunity to do that? Picked this up. I think this cost me about $50. So in anyone's money, about £45. Pride of place in the Black Lodge. You know what we've actually forgot to do? Prime thing, Drinks Whiskey. We're not drinking any whiskey, so we're going to pour. I'm going to pour myself something good. Glencairn from the side. I think we're going to have to go with one of the bourbons. We're doing a bourbon haul video. I'm going with this, and as you can see, I've been enjoying this. So this was from Glen's Creek Distillery. Now, I've got a couple of videos. One that's like in a day of us being there, going to different places, including Buffalo Trace and Frankfurt, and then going to Glens Creek. There's another one that is focused purely on like the raw kind of uncut. This is what the experience is like. I highly recommend you watch it. It'll pop up somewhere on the screen. It's slow, it's not fast cuts, it's fascinating. And if you're watching my kind of content, I think you'll really enjoy it, because we were really fortunate to have David for the afternoon, the master distiller, owner, everything. So this is one of theirs. This is a Quavo Vivo, which on the back it says, when you're privileged to operate on the grounds of one of the most iconic bourbon distilleries in history, it is imperative to honour this tradition of those who made this place great. We created this premium bourbon as a tribute to Dr. James Crowe and to all the men and women who were part of creating the legend that we get to enjoy every day. We distill it carefully and we urge you to enjoy it responsibly. Aged at least 39 months, it's sitting at 51.1 proof. David signed it for me on the 22nd of February this year. I opened this the other day, and as you can see, it blew me away. It's absolutely fantastic. That's a decent enough pour. I'm going to be pinging some of this out to some friends of mine because it's too good not to share. Vanilla, obviously it's bourbon, so you get vanilla. I always get like a cherry cola bottle from the bourbons. I kind of like that sweetness of high corn. I don't actually know what the mash bill is on this. I don't think it says, but it's just banging. It's such a good drink. Really enjoy that. So that's the Quavo Vivo, but they also have OCD number 5. So again, signed by David. The fascinating thing about Glens Creek is it's on the old Crow distillery. With OCD number 5, they managed to harvest some natural yeast from one of the old fermentation tanks. They worked with someone who used to work at Old Crow, and through taste and through experience and that, they feel like this is pretty much close to what was getting made back in the day. There's a whole story on the back. You won't be able to read that. This is 51.3. we were fortunate enough as well to try their OCD Premium, which is a bottle that only comes out once a year, and it's gone, it's gone. That was unbelievable. This is great. This is great. There's other people who've done videos about them. I was always bringing bottles back. My distress is that I can't get any more because they don't ship. So when these are done, they're done. So aye, they were the first two I picked up. To be honest, I would have bought a whole load of their stuff, but space was limited. I ended up buying a second case. If you've watched the trip videos, I ended up buying it. I go to Walmart, I got another case. I took with me I'm doing the pump action, the plastic wine bottle, whiskey bottle protectors with me, and I used them to pack my case. And I was fortunate enough that the slugger fit in lengthways as well, so we managed to get that back. Heaven Hill, we went to Heaven Hill Distillery. I kind of hummed and hawed about getting one of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. I think it was the A124 maybe, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. But it was the latest release of the barrel proof. They had that, I wasn't sure, and then I saw they had Larceny barrel proof. This is A124, maybe I'm getting confused. Larceny barrel proof, one of the first bottles of bourbon that I'd bought. Sorry, I was gifted, I didn't buy it. It was from a friend of mine that's mad into his bourbon here in London, and he originally got me a bottle of Blanton's, which I've still got the original bottle, and then he got me a bottle from a rusty of Larceny, not barrel proof, just the standard Larceny. And at the time, I wasn't really any shape or form bourbon drinker neat. It was fine, I drank it neat, but I think I mixed quite a lot of it. You can get Larceny now over here, I think for about £35, $40 a bottle. But the barrel proof was fantastic. So when I saw it, I just thought, I'm there. My one regret at Heaven Hill was not buying some of the Mellow Corn merch. That was my regret over there, but there. Knob Creek 12, can't get it over here, never see it, 50%, 100 proof. Basically I messaged one of my friends and I said, look, I'm at Jim Beam, showed them what's on offer, and they went, the Knob Creek 12, get that. And that's why I bought it. It's simple as that. It's not opened yet, for reasons being I don't want to open every single bottle for the sake of opening them at the moment. I've got more than enough to get through, but that will be getting opened and enjoyed with said friend and with some other friends based on their recommendations, so I'm looking forward to that. Part of the purpose was getting out there and just trying new things, getting to try these things and getting to experience them, and also bringing stuff back that I wouldn't be able to pick up here. It wasn't so much about a value thing, it was more just what will be unique to the trip. Then Four Roses, single barrel, private selection. I got the OESO, which is a 20% rye mash bill. And on the side here it says, Brent Elliot, master distiller, who we met a couple of years ago, the whiskey show video, go back. Aromas of ripe red fruits and elegant oak introduces this 9-year, 8-month-old bourbon. Mouth-coating flavours of bright cherry and dark honey fade into a soft, long finish. It's fantastic. I got that at the Bottling Plant Distillery store. It was on a mad rush, managed to get in, get out. Now there's 10 different recipes. You won't be able to see here, but we'll get a wee shot of that. And for me, this one was the fruity one, and I really wanted a really fruity Four Roses. I love Four Roses single barrel as it is. So for me, the private selection single barrel, I was like, I have to get it, barrel strength. And yeah, we've started on that. Great bottle, really good. Let's move this out of the way. Pursuit Spirits. Knowing for the Bourbon Pursuit podcast, the guys branched out. They now have their distillery of sorts, bottling brand, and I tried this in Evergreen Spirits in Louisville, and their rep was in, one of the reps, and had the opportunity to try the store pick, the standard kind of release, and then this one, the Oak Collection, and this was fantastic. This is batch 8CD, blended straight bourbon whiskies finished with toasted American and French oak. You can look it up and it tells you where the composition of this is from. It was great, and you can't get this over here. Another factor for me picking it up. It's well and truly being enjoyed in it. It's getting eked out slowly now because I'm enjoying it too much. Okay, I did get an Elijah Craig single barrel. This was a private barrel from Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow, Kentucky. When I went to Fire Pit in Glasgow, great store, great people, tons of selection, tons of stuff I could have bought. They had this, and they had another store pick, which escapes me at the moment what it was. But when I saw the Elijah Craig, and I thought to myself, I feel like I need to get it purely because it says on the front Fire Pit Spirits, whereas the other private barrel had on the back where it was from. It was a Russell's Reserve was the other one. And so I've got this. I've not opened it yet. 60%, 60.8. I cannot wait. 8 years old. It's going to be great. I know it's going to be good. Again, we'll save that for when there's an occasion to get it cracked open. Michter's. Now, the Fort Nelson Reserve is only available at their distillery downtown. It was a minute walk from my hotel. If you watch the video, you'll see me go in, you'll hear how much it costs. But what was fascinating about it was, I had to come back at 4:30 after picking that up, after having a few cocktails and drinks during the day, and then you bottle it, you sign the label, it's cask strength, you can only get it from there, pour, do the shebang. It's a memento. It will get opened, I just don't know when. I'm not holding it. It's 56.3%. It's more that I've just got other stuff to get through, being honest. So we'll get there eventually. Little book. The little book, Freddie No, Jim Beam Legacy. I picked it up at Jim Beam. This batch is the Chapter 7 in retrospect, which has a blend made from 18-year Kentucky straight, 17-year Kentucky, 10-year Kentucky straight rye, 9-year Kentucky straight bourbon, 5-year straight malt whiskey finished in applewood smoked barrels, 4-year Kentucky straight bourbon, 4-year Kentucky straight rye. Well, notes on the back. Subtle sweetness, notes of clove spice, slightly floral, light smoke, sweet vanilla, followed by caramel. Look, I got this. My mum had given me money. It was my 40th this year, and she said, get yourself a nice bottle. And when I saw this, I thought, perfect. So this was a 40th present from my mother to me. Let me see, what's the proof on that? 59% proof. It was a blended straight bourbon. That as well, one point will get cracked open. I'm in no rush to do that. There's some reviews of it. I think the Little Book series has been a bit hit or miss over the place. And when I saw the Bourbon Junkies review of this, they loved it, which was rare for them because I've not been a fan of the other stuff. So it gives me hope. Didn't get to try it on the day, so when I do, that'll be an experience. So that's my 9 bottles I brought back. I actually brought back 11. One was an Angel's Envy rye for one of the boys in the Whiskey Exchange, he was part of my inspiration for going to Kentucky and doing what I did. He'd done it previously. His girlfriend loves it, and he said, could you get me a bottle of it? So picked that up, and I also brought one of my friends back, Four Roses single barrel private selection. I think he got I don't even remember. I want to see the OESQ maybe he got, or the OBSQ, one of them. He got that. I also got a little pack of Bardstown miniatures, but I gifted them to someone who, before I went out, had been asking about Bardstown, and I thought that's a nice starter kick-off. By the time I got it to him, He'd already tried quite a few Bardstowns, but he loved it. Really appreciative of that. As I said, I got the George T. Stag mat. I've got, let me go and get this. I picked up a Wella Cohiba cigar. Don't believe it's Cuban, I think it's Dominican. I got a Lux Row mug. I also picked up a Blanton cigar. Now the irony is I don't smoke cigars. Got Blanton cigar. I also got a Eagle Rare cigar and a Buffalo Trace cigar, which have been smoked with friends here to celebrate. I bought it because I had the topper. Like, what an idiot. What an absolute idiot. However, what price do you put on mementos? Do you know, like memories and little things like that? Now, with anything, you always have FOMO and regret. Stuff that you've left behind, stuff that you really wanted. There was a few bottles, actually, that were cheaper. One of them is Green River, which is owned by the Bardstown Bourbon Company. Now, you'll see I never bought any Bardstown because it was the same price here as it is there, and I thought, what's the point of trying to transport stuff back? And there wasn't anything available there at the distillery or in stores that I couldn't get here. But Green River, I naively assumed or thought I'd seen it before here, and it's not here. It's not in the UK. And that was a great straight bourbon, wheated bourbon and straight bourbon, like $40. So I've not got one of those, so I've got regrets of that. There was a couple of other just bargain basement drinking bourbons. I didn't pick any of them up to bring back, Space was at a premium. But the one I kind of regretted was Old Forester. We went to the bar, we did the tasting, it was great, the people were really nice, really friendly, really helpful, and I really wanted the Prohibition style 1920, and I just ended up not buying it because I was worried about my case, I was worried about weight, and I was like, oh, I'll leave it. Can't really get it here either, and if you do get it in the UK, it's at a markup. However, Mule Network managed to get me a 1920 Prohibition style, 750ml, 57.5%. Delighted, absolutely delighted. Again, another great drinker. These are all here to be drunk. It's not the most earth-shattering collections of bourbon that I've picked up, but each one of them has little moments and little memories of I've been there, I've tried the stuff, I've enjoyed the stuff, I have the stuff at home. So that's my bourbon haul video. There'll be tasting notes. Check my Instagram at Drinks Whiskey. I normally post on there a lot more frequently than YouTube for reviews because I don't really do reviews on here. Everybody's got their own subjective tastes and likes, and that's great. But on Instagram normally I'll just fling up a story when I'm drinking something and say this is good, this isn't, I'm enjoying this, notes or whatever. So I hope you enjoyed. Tried to keep it quite quick, I hope. Any questions, please leave in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the usual jazz. I appreciate it. I am going to be putting out more frequent content. I know we're in the summer lull. I know no one wants to watch whiskey content this time, but I'm going to make it. Appreciate you being here. All the best, and I'll speak to you later on. Cheers.